Well, on Wednesday night, a 3-year-old boy fell into a drain in Mumbai's Goregaon area. Fire services as well as the police are on the spot trying to aid the rescue operations that are currently underway. So civic apathy once again exposed there in those pictures. You can see the exact moment that the child fell into the drain. A major tragedy there, and rescue operations are currently on at the spot in Goregaon, in the outskirts of Mumbai, to rescue the child out of this drain. But the moot point is that these are the open drains which are literally death traps for citizens in Mumbai. So a child falls into this trap, and efforts are currently on to rescue the child. We're trying to find out more from the location on the progress of the rescue operations, but just look at those pictures. The child completely caught unawares. His feet fell into this open drain, and of course, the 7-year-old boy there went into this drain. Efforts are now on to rescue him. Neha Kulkarni joining us on the phone line. Neha, we've been tracking the story since morning. Any update on the rescue operation? What is the progress so far?
Afrida, till now we have come to know the name of this boy. His name is Divyansh Hasi. He's definitely, we've been told he's a local from the area, but according to the rescue operation details given to us by the Mumbai Fire Brigade, they received a call at around 10:30 p.m. yesterday that a boy had fallen inside the gutter, and at around 6 a.m. or so, the team reached him there to the site to try and rescue the boy. We've been told that this area where he has fallen is near Sindoshi Para Ambedkar Chowk, and it's on the Goregaon Mulund Link Road. We've also been told that the rescue operation has been going on for now more than 12 hours. And because due to the force of current, water current there is a possibility that there is this boy may have gone inside the drainage line, is what the fire brigade officials are telling us. We've also been told that there was a big wall alongside, like a 10-kilometer wall alongside this drainage line, which was built, but only for the search and operation of this boy. With the help of the JCB, the disaster rescue officials have also broken that wall, but they have still not been able to find this boy, which is definitely a serious case because he's really very little. The fire brigade are also telling us that till they find the body of this boy, till they find any more information about Dheeraj here, they will continue the rescue operation. But once again, Afrida, another case of a person falling inside the drainage line and having a threat to his life in the monsoon season in Mumbai.
Absolutely, and of course, pothole deaths, open manholes and open drains pose a huge threat to life. Another precious life at stake here. A 3-year-old child fallen into a drain in Goregaon, and now efforts are still on to rescue the child. The parents, as you can see there in those pictures, are inconsolable at the moment. So, you know, Neha, the point is that you of course traveled across the city and seen what kind of amenities that are there for citizens. The way the infrastructure is crumbling in the city, this is a glaring example of that. The kind of death traps that exist. Why is it so difficult to identify these vulnerable spots? Why do we still have open drains? And what has and how has the monsoons, in fact, the rains rather, made things worse?
In this case, it's a 50% responsibility, which obviously the people can also take, because many times you've seen the BMC requesting people to not open pothole lines or to not open manholes whenever it is raining. But because so much chronic waterlogging is seen in some parts, some people are, so we can see some people opening the manholes, opening these pothole lines so that the water can come inside. So definitely, while it's a responsibility even of the people to understand that during such times, especially when the area is waterlogged, manholes should remain closed because it's a threat to people.
Yes.
But at the same time, Afrida, the question here is obviously the BMC has also got to take responsibility about these areas, put in additional staff, cover these places wherever these open manholes are, and especially deploy more staff so that children, especially who are at the vulnerable stage of not finding such open manholes, can, and we are finding this case here, are at most susceptible to fall inside such holes and also form a threat to their life.
Absolutely, extremely tragic, and this is inexcusable because here, like Neha said, the citizens as well as the civic bodies must take responsibility not to have these kind of death traps, especially in localities where children are walking around the streets. Nicholas Almeida from Watchdog Foundation now joining us. Nicholas, every time we see an incident like this, it sends shivers down the spine because that is how risky it is for children to walk around the streets in Mumbai. There are open drains, there are potholes, and when waterlogging happens, one can just imagine how risky it is for people to walk around these streets. Anybody could have fallen into an open drain, and this time it's a 3-year-old child.
Madam, a 3-year-old child dying, I think may his soul rest in peace, but this is a wake-up call for Mumbaikar. Really, there is no accountability in this city. After the honest taxpayer paying so much of taxes and the corporations sitting on a budget of 35,000 crore rupees, there is no lesson learned. I think the local corporator, the local representative ought to be held also responsibility because it is their duty also. The local, I also an ex-corporator, I used to roam the streets and see wherever a pothole or anything leakage. I used to first tell the of a BMC to rectify its mistakes. Here, the local corporator must be knowing there is a manhole and still he is not repairing. He doesn't care for that. Even the ward officer, even the municipal corporation, this municipal commissioner should take so much responsibility. I think Mumbai has become the fire capital now. Mumbai city also has become the death capital, I think, in the name of potholes and this open sewerages line and such covers, madam.
Right, but the problem is, the infrastructure is in such a precarious state. The roads and even some of these drains are in a dilapidated condition. They easily give way because of the rain. So oftentimes you have the BMC coming up with this excuse that it is because of unprecedented rains. Do you think they can get away by saying that?
Say all these things. These are lame excuses, madam. You know that infrastructure. First improve the infrastructure, then do all your major developments. Now the city is in a mess. The city is in a mess. God
Yes.
forbid then more rains. If it comes, what will be the state of the city, madam? How many deaths are going to occur? Is the PMC not taking it seriously? Why is it not taking seriously? It is accountable and it should be held accountable, madam.
Right. So, as on the part of your foundation like yours, what steps do you recommend? What are the immediate measures that should be taken? Because time and again, we raise these issues, we expose all the loopholes, but no lessons seem to be learned from these instances.
Madam, hats up to the press for exposing such this Watchdog Foundation from today onwards will name and shame the corporator, will name and shame the engineer wherever they find a pothole or an open manhole, and then only they'll come to know.
Right.
These people are responsible for all these things, the mess in the city.
Yes, while of course we will question the authorities, do you think some amount of responsibility on the part of the citizens is also now paramount? Because how else are you going to resolve this? There needs to be some alertness, some awareness on citizens as well.
A child or a person is in his own the city is daily going for earning of his bread and butter. The child goes to school, the child goes for here and there. But it's the responsibility of the BMC administration to keep us this safe at least. It is written in their manual that these other work should be done by the engineer appointed by the ward officers. All are sitting in their AC cabins and just giving order. They are not on the street. These officers should be on the street.
Okay, that's an important point. Let me put that across to Mr. Ravi Raja, opposition leader in the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Raja, the impression, like you heard from Mr. Almeida, is that what is the BMC doing? Their officers whose duty it is to ensure that these roads are not death traps. A child falling into an open drain once again.
From the sources that in the open Nala, I think some incident has taken place. It is the negligence on the part of the BMC. The BMC's role has been defined in the law. All the roads, all the open drain has to be totally covered. It has to be maintained by the BMC. And in and out, the BMC's responsibility, they are not doing their duty properly. It's irresponsible on the part of the BMC, such incidents take place. And I think the high time has come that the BMC has to act and see that, all the roads and all the drains and everything are safe, so that, the people who are going, or, the people who are staying nearby are safe.
But the question is, why aren't the BMC officials out on the streets, especially at a time like this, which is anyway a little bit of a vulnerable situation because of the rains? Why aren't the officers out on the streets? Why aren't they monitoring the ground situation, fixing the loopholes wherever it's required? What are they doing sitting in their AC cabins?
True, what you're saying, that they are mostly all the officers, including the IS officers. There are more than 4 additional commissioners. They are sitting in the AC. They are not going and, seeing the zone-wise. They have to go zone-wise and see what is happening. Here, there are DMCs are there. There are assistant commissioners are there. It is job. And there are assistant engineers, sub-engineers are there. There is no lack of people there in the BMC. But, there's no willingness, and there should be some sort of, willingness on the part of the BMC to go and see wherever the spots are vulnerable and take quick action.
Right.
Now, accountability has to be fixed. See, unless the accountability has been fixed, in the bridge case, even today the chief engineer is in jail. So unless somebody is put in jail, the BMC officers, they don't set things right. So accountability has to be fixed. Police case has to be filed. Unless that is done, I think in the VT case, bridge case, there are 3 officers are still in the jail today. Why? FIR was filed, action was taken. The same thing applies everywhere. When the incident and accident takes place and the life goes, it is the police FIR has to be filed against the officers.
Absolutely.
And action should be taken against them.
There are elected corporators, there are civil engineers, there are experts, there are auditors. This entire system has failed, because if a child, just 3-year-old, has to fall into a drain like this, then surely that system is not working. BMC itself doesn't seem to be functioning, at least here in Mumbai. Let's listen into some more reactions coming in.
बच्चा मेरा जैसे यहाँ से निकला, उसने वो गली क्रॉस कर ली, रोड पे जाके रिटर्न आया, 2 सेकंड के लिए वहाँ खड़ा था और स्लिप हो गया। स्लिप होते ही वो नाले में गिर गया।
अच्छा, उसके बाद फायर ब्रिगेड आया, खोज जारी हुई?
ये तो हुआ, हाँ ठीक है, चल ये 15 मिनट में आ तो गए, फिर उसके बाद JCB आने को 11:30 बजा। अब तब तक हमारे सभी लोकल लोगों ने यहाँ से वहाँ तक गटर में खोजबीन की है। जितना सबसे हो सका सभी ने मदद किया है, लेकिन अभी वो किस्मत है कि अभी वो नहीं मिल रहा है। ये तकरीबन 4-5 सालों से खुला ही है। उसमें एक पुराना ढक्कन जो था वो टूट के उसी गटर में पड़ा ही है। आज निकाला गया है, तो उसके बाद से कभी कोई ढक्कन लगा नहीं है। अगर कुछ लगा भी है तो हम लोगों ने प्लाई वगैरह लगा कभी कभी ढका है, लेकिन वो भी बारिश में बह जाया करता है।
इसके बारे में आपने कुछ कंप्लेंट की थी?
कंप्लेन कई बार किया गया, लेकिन कंप्लेन उसका सुना जाता है जो पैसे देते हैं। अगर आप पैसे देंगे ना तो आपका महल बनेगा, पैसे नहीं दोगे ना तो आपका झोपड़ा भी उजाड़ दिया जाएगा। यही अगर पानी अगर ओबरे के सामने लगा होता ना तो 2 मिनट में पहुंचते हैं।